Here's how I made about $1,000 today in just a couple minutes as a 19-year-old trader. So, to start off, coming into the day, I don't really like to form a strong bias, like only looking for longs, only looking for shorts. But I feel like these highs were just so obvious. Like coming into the day, we were so like mega bullish up to at least these highs here. Like look at the 4 hour. Obviously from this wick, you can tell we swept this out and pushed lower. But like coming into the day, we were like around here at this point, hadn't yet taken out these highs. Any slightly lower time frame was just so bullish, and it just looked like perfect for us to kind of just come back up here and take out these highs. So coming into the day, this was my target. It's like this was my main target, and then I was kind of looking at this as well, maybe after, but you'll see like we did have a higher time frame imbalance to the left, and like for this one I wasn't as sure of, but I definitely wanted these highs for the day. So unfortunately, we did end up taking out the highs during pre-market. I always like to wait and trade market open, as many people do. But bro, I'm not gonna lie, today, like I was so close to just pressing the long button right here. Like once we started trading above these highs, I was literally like hovering the button, just like one contract, stop loss like over here somewhere, like below these lows, and then the TP at this liquidity, maybe just like a little 1-to-1. And right like before I was about to click it is, I don't know if you were watching the markets today, but we just started randomly ripping up, and then we're up here, and I was like, at that point, I'm not going to long anymore. So I wasn't able to take part in that move, but kind of tough. Could have just hit that for the day, been done. Like those highs were just so obvious. I was like this close to taking it, even though I don't like trading pre-market, just because like I said, just really, really strong target. But anyways, at that point, once we opened, I was kind of like, man, now my main draw got taken. I might just kind of like chill and I don't know, maybe not trade, but I was still open, of course, if we were getting some good stuff. And we kind of rejected a little bit, but then started continuing higher. And at this point, I'm like, all right, maybe we just want to keep pushing higher and take this out. But of course, I'm paying attention to this higher time frame imbalance. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I would say I think it was about this candle was when I kind of decided, all right, like maybe we are going to keep pushing higher. Like we're still sort of rejecting, but then kept getting those moves higher time frame, and like look at the 5 minute, like we're still looking super bullish. So I'm like, all right, maybe we are going to keep trading up to those highs. But I was definitely ready to be careful, because once we took out a strong draw like this liquidity here, at that point we could just reverse. So I was looking for longs, but I was kind of not looking for a huge play here. I did end up deciding to long after, I think, like I said, this candle here. I longed somewhere up in here once we kept trading higher. It was like somewhere around here. And then, of course, my target was this liquidity. And then my stop loss was pretty much like a 1-to-1. It was like somewhere around here. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. And then once we traded above this to the left, I pretty much decided to go break even. And by break even, I kind of had it a little bit higher. Like I think I got stopped out like somewhere up here, because once we were trading above this and kept pushing higher, at this point here, I'm like, all right, we're either going to take out these highs, or we're in this higher time frame imbalance. We already took out a lot of liquidity. We're just going to reverse. So I'm like, all right, at this point, I'm just going to kind of drag my stop loss up, and I think it was resting like somewhere in here, and that did of course get hit, and we got this massive rejection to the downside. But I was able to catch, like I said, about $1,000 today, and I'll show that proof now. All right, this is just my Top Step X here, as you'll see. That's what I was looking for, marked out, and the realized P&L 197.20, and then I have the 5 Express accounts, so there it is, all on there. I kind of just wanted to look at the shorts for today as well. I hopped off the market as soon as I took that long and got stopped out, just because I just like to take one trade and call it a day every time. But there was definitely some good stuff in here. Like we had a bunch of liquidity resting below. And once we had taken out these fat draws, I was like, all right, we probably would push lower. But like I said, I did hop off. But definitely some good stuff in here. Like as you can see, 5 minutes, super bearish. I would say, honestly, once we hit like this sort of area at this point, I could pretty much be confident that we're going to trade down to those lows. So I would say probably like once we broke through this, like this little chop, and kept continuing lower, there would be a good maybe time to entry. Honestly, at the bottom of this candle, you could have just entered, stop loss like above these bearish fair value gaps, and then TP, of course, down here. Chances are, honestly, I probably would have got break-evened on this, but definitely some good opportunity in here for a short. As you can see, super bearish once we took out those highs. If you did make it through the whole video, I appreciate you watching, and comment below if you took any trades today.